Alright, this is a video on how to change your spark plugs on a 2002 Dodge Dakota Sport. A couple of things that I want to point out are the things that you're going to need for this project. And one of the things you're going to need is dielectric grease. Okay. It's a Permatex tune-up dielectric grease. Of course, your spark plugs, and the spark plugs that you'll need are the Champion RC12MCC4. That's RC12MCC4. That's the factory plug for this. They're gapped at well, I believe it was 40. Let me find the key here. Alright, going to be gapped at 0.040. Okay. Now, it can go a little bit past that, but not very much. It allows for a little bit of tolerance. Alright. Another thing that you're going to need is 10 millimeter. Okay. Of course, I use the Duralast brand. Anti-seize. I use the Tread Magic. I've only got 8 spark plugs to put in here, and this is plenty of anti-seize to put on there. Okay, and as you see, I've already taken my spark plugs out of the pack, and I've added the anti-seize. I'm trying to get you guys a really good picture here. There we go. Now, all you do is put a little bit of anti-seize right on the side here, put your thumb on there, and just work it around right into the threads. You don't need to put a whole lot, you just need to fill the threads up with it though. Alright. Any extra, just wipe off. Okay. Now, your 10 millimeter socket, and I have unfortunately already pulled this nut off of here. Okay, this nut right here, you're gonna, of course, hook your socket up, unscrew it. Now there is a torque ratio on that nut, and it's 70 inch-pounds. Okay, along your spark plugs you're gonna have a 20 foot-pound. Now what you're seeing here is your coil pack, and what you're gonna do is you're on this little plug here is you're gonna pinch the top and the bottom and pull that plug right off of there. Okay, and then it might take a little bit of work because this thing's in the way, but you take that coil pack, just wiggle it a little, and take it out. Okay, so this is what your coil pack looks like. Alright, that's where your spark plug's gonna go in. Sorry for the camera angle here, I tried to get the best I could without actually having a cameraman. Alright, now there's a couple of things that you're gonna do on here with the dielectric grease. First thing you want to do is you want to wipe this washer off. Okay, get that thing pretty clean, and then we're going to re-lube it and kind of extend the life of it. Alright, now this is just my process. You can do this right before you put it back in the engine. I'm going to stick a little bit on there, and then I just work it around. Alright, and I'm sure I'm going to have a little bit extra. Just kind of wipe your extra off. Alright, I work it around and I lube that section in there. Okay? Now, another thing that I do is in this hole, alright, just to get it, I don't know if it makes a difference, but I wipe in there and I get the grease out, or the dirt that's in there, and I know this part is kind of, you know, I think it's a vital part just for, you know, engine health and keeping all your stuff in good shape. But you stick that Dairy-Electric grease right inside of there and work it with the Q-tip just to moisten all the inside here. Alright, and that's all I do to that part. Now there's one other thing that I do with the Dairy-Electric grease is I get just a little bit on my finger. Okay, that might be quite a bit too much. Alright, and right on this pack here where the little plug-ins are, alright, I'm going to use it on there to lube the plug. Alright, I mean, it just takes very little bit. You just want to get very little bit inside of those little plug holes. Alright. Now, as you can see, I'm working on our 6 spark plug. Alright, which is in the farther side of the passenger. Well, it's the passenger side of the engine. Alright, probably easier way to say it. So, after I go through this process here, what you want to do, you know, I wish I had a flashlight. I should have brought me a flashlight. But you can kind of see the spark plug right there. It sits down inside of the engine. Now you're gonna get settlement, you know, like a little bit of dirt that settles down in there. And really, when you pull the spark plug out, there's quite a bit of dirt that has been sitting underneath these spark plugs. So I've actually used a house vacuum cleaner with the tip on it just to make sure that I get that dirt out and it can't fall into my engine because of the suction. Before I pull the spark plug out, though, let me make sure I'm pointing at the right spot. Yep. Alright, before I pull the spark plug out, my process is to blow off all the dirt that I can. Get as much as you can out of that. Really take your time. Get that dirt out of there. Because you don't want anything falling into your engine. Alright, I went and got me a flashlight so I can show you guys this. I didn't think it was a good idea to not show you. So what you're seeing here is the spark plug inside of the engine. Alright. And it sits right down in there. Okay. Now, take your 5/8 inch spark plug puller, put it right down in the hole there. Alright. Make sure it snaps on there. There we go. I don't know, my hand's in the way, sorry about that. And then I'll get it out of there. Now once you're able to just turn it by hand, I think that just gave us a better picture. I just put the autofocus on this thing. Wish I'd known about that beforehand. Alright, now I'm going to say that this thing didn't have any anti-seize on it when it was put in. Because that thing would be in a pain to get out. So I snap my ratchet on here and just don't try and power it out. Just kind of turn real easy and gentle with it. Don't want to do anything to mess up your motor. Alright. So, I know my hand was in there, in the way there. And the spark plug comes out. Okay. Of course, you know it's gonna look like this. Just kind of inspect that thing, just see if it's really bad. And what I'm seeing here is something really bad. Because my electrode is way down there. I bet you the gap on this thing is probably around 70. Let's see what we got here. Let's see where it gaps at. This thing is gapping at 60. So that's way too much. That's definitely not good. Okay. Toss that aside. Now the step I was telling you about, I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. Right down in there, you can see all that dirt that's sitting in there. Okay? Alright. And just turn on the vacuum cleaner. You'll see a big difference afterwards. Now I do this so that nothing is left inside. You see that? Okay, it's beautiful. And it doesn't drop anything unnecessary down into your engine. Alright? That's a big bonus for me. Okay? Champion RC12 MCC4. Oh, I think I've already gone through this, but just so you don't have to back up in the video again. Alright, this is your spark plug. It's one that came in the factory. It's one they recommend you to use. Alright. You want to try and get this thing to shoot in there as straight as you can. Not to knock any debris. Not that there's much left after blowing and vacuuming. Alright, but you want to do this by hand. That way you don't cross thread. These are aluminum blocks. If you cross thread them, you're going to be in all kinds of trouble. So yeah, I really like these Duralast tools. I've actually never had a problem with it. They have a lifetime guarantee on them, and that's a big bonus to me. Alright, set my bar up to tighten down, and you're going to tighten this down at 20 foot-pounds. You'll hear it click. There's the click. Now what I do in order to get this at 20 foot-pounds, like a solid 20 foot-pounds, you'll hear that first click, alright, but you want to pull it again, alright, until it clicks again, okay? There's your click. There's your click. Click, click, click. Now, I can barely pull on this and it clicks every time. It doesn't tighten it up anymore, and that's what we want. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, get the socket out of there. See, down in there, and everything is clean. Alright, that's one of the beautiful things about doing things right. Alright, now we take our coil pack and this pin here. You're going to line up section with that pin. Add your nut. And the torque ratio on this nut is 70 inch-pounds. Not foot-pounds, but inch-pounds. Which isn't gonna feel like very much. Get it on there because it's not very much. I'll take this extra extension off here. Alright. Now, I'm actually not going to use a torque bar on this one. Actually, I just found something out. Right there, I was trying to push this thing toward the engine and put my socket on there. So much easier if you pull it toward the coil pack and put your socket on there. I've since lost my socket. That's not a good thing. I just put it down. There we go. Alright, put it on there. Torque set at 70 inch. Sorry, I had flashlight in my mouth. 70 inch-pounds. And that should be it right there. Alright. Now, I've already lubricated this section here with dielectric grease. Alright, let me get you a better camera view on here. And all you do is plug that back in there. And that's it. I hope I was able to help you guys out with this. And I wanted to point one thing out, actually. Once you get the exchanger off of your motor, okay, your air exchanger, I believe is what it's called, okay. In order to get to your number 2 spark plug, okay, which sits right down in here, okay, and to get to your number 1 spark plug, which sits right down in here, okay, you are gonna have to take this little brace off, alright, that holds these tubes here. You're gonna have to take that brace off. Right on the other side, there's gonna be a nut, alright, right down in here. I know I don't have the camera in the right position, but right over here you'll see the nut. That's what's holding this little bracket on. This hole here is for your exchanger. Alright, in order to get the exchanger off, you're going to loosen this up, take your air filter cover, unsnap it, alright, and then come to the front side of the engine, and grab your air exchanger and pull it. All right, you don't have to pull hard, and you might have to wiggle it a little bit, but it'll come off. Well, you will have to undo that bolt, and there is another one of those little braces. I'm sorry, I don't think I mentioned it, that sits right here that holds this side on. All right, you'll have to get that brace off. All right, but then you'll just pull it out of there. Okay, and once you do that, you'll be able to get into here. Just kind of pull these aside. All right, it shouldn't be hard to pull aside. Just pull them aside, and you'll be able to get down in there to get that spark plug. So hopefully this has helped you, and I would say like my page, but I don't have really a page. But you can like the video and comment if you have any questions, or comment and tell me thank you, this helped a lot, or tell me that it didn't help you at all. Either way, maybe what I'll do is I'll show you how to put everything back together once I'm done doing the other two spark plugs that I have. Alright, thank you for watching.